Bono life in opposition there. Nyamia daroma. Nyamia ya there. Na osha senia aban si ye ne niama ne se obeda so bia ye se achi obi aban ba ye about 15 months ni o match MPP for nkwa 16. I say osha mas na month bia no omochi nipa baako. It's been a busy opposition. Your core presidential primaries, your tour around the country, and His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who winnie we and now be intimate still no human koso. It's life in opposition there. It's been good. Nyamia daroma, but a Jumadena inia ye the abwa the asum party in your mind Ghana.
Right, let us see. Me pacho yetiti say Chairman Abronye, we are a lawyer. Yetiti say Chairman Abronye ne home fano and a wahuno. Na wahuni na ne condition to say.
Me that's it. Chairman Abronye mi hune ne ya court and say na ya kwa kope la mano ini their course was circuit court 9 judge the court presided by his lordship and I say his honor Joseph Konsum ye de Abronye kopie nanim na proud to that na Abronye ewo police inquiry bill na just a police invite no ama wahana invitation no police atoto na no police toto na no wie and police so charge de be ball no ewo form the economy misdemeanor account ho asem ya kase misdemeanor ese embremu no charge ewo form cry embremu no various categories of offenses your first degree felony and your treasonable offense and your second degree felony and your misdemeanors first degree felony no be to say bia wakoku obi and some manslaughter say bia wabo bia hwewa nipa na hwere ne nkwa but one sheda say wukuno manslaughter rape ne san yoma no and what treasonable offense this say no bia obi aka say obeso tu jomahama amemugu no be Ghana mampani a onfa abato kwan so eno ne ye treasonable offense and the most offense e wosoro pa ena ye wo the friend second degree offenses and then ye infinity offenses no stealing ni ade offenses e munhye danye dru but eno so a enhye de ni forms are stealing theft and sa offenses and o misdemeanor ye offense a da form kra offense mu neji offense mu kindergarten the da form kra e bi ni say ye say wakwa publish false news na no kan o hwem brani ma the punishment a woman say yemfa wonko to efiase not more than 6 months.
Okay.
Not to say a very limited usually na fine and ye the fine or be a traffic offenses near the idea which you red light a misdemeanor which you red light and your offense are ye do court judge no bit maka say yemfa wonko 2 months until say ye ti asem na wie because a misdemeanor e be a o drive you kita license police are chill. Police chill will be my bill. So what the American has said. And your offense police chill will do court and I judge naka say ya chill first one and now kita license. Na ye jama o ko bi ma be san ko twika un san kita license bi wo be san ja license di ofi ntino and ye fa unko tu ko sitam ye bedi wa asem wie. Se wa asem ni bedi 2 years ni ni ane fa untum ye di wa asem wie. Na se ye jawa ni ye jawo ye di wa asem ni e ka se fa unko tu ma ye fa unko tu me fi se judge ni susu se ye jawa na se upie kwa bonde obeza ko twika onkita license sa reason ntina
ye keep nipa no
ye di keep Chairman Abronye nti ye court no na counsels for Chairman Abronye amekang a team of lawyers in Croman Associate na representing no ye penny or dia no e honorable Kojo upon Croman ye court bi onu no di enim
okay
nti ye court no na yeah, bring it to the attention of the
court.
But
I know circuit court on the
circuit court tonight. Say okay. No police inquiry bill.
Okay.
And a police in the jar no crowd sound ko J permission or police for no say no home fan into so to kwan man on ne or check up bia afibia no ye annual check up into person ko hu specialist doctors. Once ye nam we say nam no bia ne yare won ho. Bia yare different. Into no coin a police for the man call into 2 coin for about 5 days. And no bar back into a bar back no more in Gene court. Court and a young arrest young court. Yam bando yam fire sheka muse abronye terrorist and asa abronye no o fiosio mbana yakwachen ye there be ono ane two ne car free ni fie ba police headquarters na police for no then the court in ya when in ya ne nam when in his company you could do circuit court na hono na court no receive and you reading the charges a chair 2 counts. E ka say 2 count and is a kwadu mienu
any de bono
kwadu de kind say we publish false news in controversial with section 207 of your Criminal Offences Act 29 na che say waka asema enim na asema waka enim no ohwe charge sheet bia wo kwadu any particulars of offense e ka say particulars of offense kwadu na e de abo no asetre. And as a breakdown of charge na dia born. It kwadu na dia bo abronye a publication of false publication contravention of section 207 of Act 29. In Chiremu one say yes we akoka say judge be a political judge. Now say judge not tenasia or the sack in the shinity. In the opinion of my money na ye do court on criminal charges the tendency of my money ni na de wako court. Until the friend no Republic versus Kwesibochi. And now Republic versus Bonohene. And now Republic versus Akokraba. And your my money na ne wanya. Into your mining ya ne do court. Say what committee offense and ne o mining bra e boy bra. Into the friend criminal offense. It na say criminal offense so nipa ba ko pe e no betimi dia ko gina court. Attorney General constitution can declare so no one ultimate initiate criminal proceedings Ghana entina na no ya we de me divert kakra OSP so court koye in Attorney General mo aba atabeka se omo na mbra na mo kwan se omo timi ye enti OSP kura eni ho kwan enti se OSP no ho kwan dia na say private citizen dia ye mben ho kura because it's a sole prerogative and I say dia constitution dia share agency on behalf of the Republic of Ghana. And an agency in your name say Mampenino and appointing or a member of the executive arm of government or tina cabinet mo ye mama Mampenino. And say ye do kokota a ya bino and a do kokot a your my money na and a do kokot. Into ye dia bronya or mining ya dia bronya kokot say wakoka say judge be a adenta circuit court judge a political judge now or tenasia or the sack any shinity. Matiti sense MP akoso social media ne so ni internet ne so abronye nka se yenkoku judge bi charge sheet na enunti abronye wo court no onka ba bia se yenkoku judge bi onka ba bia se yenko kidnap judge bi ba onka ba bia se yehu judge bi o ba bia yembo ni tu onka ba bia se judge bi e konfo onka ba bia se judge bi akoje bribe dia waka ne say anase kwadu e dia body ne say or say judge no and this is I'm quoting exactly what is on the charge. He say or say the judge is a political judge that the judge wears sack on his head now is a wig na judge nation or no one is a bottle san o kan ye nti san ye de na back court nti de back court ro mo read charges
right but jina ho na nsra obeto aso a wato aso we no a contempt anase a civil case anase a den case because when him says a judge be asem particular judge be asem na waka judge no na ne abronye e wa asem ana omamu no e concern de di kana ye nto aso free ho
se un say obi a okoko to be no ye betimi de wakoko on 2 grounds na make criminal matter na ye say o man mu ni nia na de wakoko and what the civil matter na ye beti adwo mansa versus kofijima kwaku menu versus akosia sewa eno ye civil matter na che say dipa mienu private individuals
no menyo masem
eno menyo masem
enyo man no emfa man no ho
obi ka bibi tia o se me ka se bono hene eye political journalist bono hene entimi control petition koma BNI entimi control petition ma IGP say IGP Kwesibocho say me a political journalist. Me nya political journalist nti Kwesibocho na fa no to BNI custody. Na me fa no court nya remand ne say o say me a political journalist. Wotimi nya sa. Brane ma ho kwan sa. Remedy awa ne say obekọ court say in a civil matter ko catch the court and say kwesi botwe say me a politician na mo me politician me a journalist na me a journalist akwesi botwe say me a politician ama amanfo mutie asase pa show ni a ehumi say me a politician na me a journalist entin we gu manim ase ana we bu manim tia in the minds of right thinking members of society in the court no enji compensation mame e wo manim a we gu na se no ho
okay
eno ne ye defamation
but you Ghana ni antie nkomo no pa
eno ne ye defamation
okay
enti defamation no e civil matter
okay nti in
defamation no enya aban no ene de obekọ court
okay so in Abronye's case no e din ade
enti in Abronye's case no hwe asem no kan na in the worst case scenario no anka remedy a onipa kora Abronye kan na asem no say ofilisa Abronye aka asem egu nanim ase a anka the right no is in the civil court.
Okay.
Memor example. Until my we mu 2 weeks ago. Journalist bi kobo audio bi say your former running mate Dr. Machopoku Prempe.
Ona me dum like.
Pacho then Machopoku Prempe. So a former minister of state.
You know.
Said don't put a former 8 years cabinet minister. Pacho then Osuno in the defamation court. Say court ninji 20 million Ghana cedis money says a journalist in crop for good animation. Me pacho na potro petition come bia na say yen kwache sa journalist.
There be.
Na so say asem o kafa na po ho no. E asem a eno so no e wo criminal connotations. See, you criminalizing false speech there because to accuse a former energy minister, a former education minister, a former running mate, and a potential vice president are MPP for your field no. And Dr. Baumia fielding and a party in your fielding and say and come vice president. Uti mi kase or no and I my yeshishi transformers e wo kumasi a. Me pacho enye statement a etimidi oyenesi kumasi.
The oyeniba.
Any statement that it be breaching the peace of Kumasi.
Absolutely.
Obi and the costo wakoji loan. Edi ye costo Kumasi ye dum nenkani huna po. Bifi se na po na kwashi transformer ntina ne namase woni costo no. Etini ni aya nsama what the tendency to breach the peace of this country. But na po enim se oni remedy in the criminal court no. E use the civil route. Me am a boss, the honorable lawyer Kojo Ponkroma. Few months ago, and a deputy PBC CEO, say NDC deputy PBC CEO, what come on my sister station back also say, Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, etu galamse. Or what comes Honorable Kojo Ponkroma to galamse? The remedy Honorable Kojo Ponkroma here and he say, oh my yes, you know, defamation.
Okay.
It is so big can be far home. That's only nipa ne nya adwen, and also big can be far home. That's all Felice nipa ne gu ani masi we bu anim tia. Ade a was all here ne say, I was all the nipa ne court. To exercise your civil rights. But and the course of my immune say.
So in the case of Abronye no, then I'm an assassin.
In the case of Abronye no, the idea ya Abronye and say Abronye yes your casado do. Or cassette abai no, or criticize abai no. In some obia intimin can Abronye de utimika abai no. Intinia didn't call a circuit court tonight or reading the charges. And I sorry and yes, my lord. Asemo me dia betu enim dia misdemeanor. Abronye one Ghana ho bia enim no. Abronye is a public figure in this country. Number 2, hold a critical position in the New Patriotic Party or a party in regional chairman in the Bono region. Onye obi obedwane. Onya flight risk. Abronye busuafo nya wa Ghana or permanent place of abode or baby ote. One ne yere ne manete. In any case no, Abronye court or a friend of the court or the spousal property case or the co Supreme Court the BOD actually or the same P co Supreme Court and no bail conditions and same or the co Supreme Court on the amount for P litigation was you amount for so you know and you know your beer obedjane court didn't in rule in a ban or so we tear bail application in the bail application need to na prosecution is on the or opposite bail application on grounds that the court ni jaya Abronye Obesan kwaye bone na enunti de na ba court na abiem. Enti the court should keep him until the final determination of the matter.
Prosecutor no na.
Prosecutor na case asem no. Na judge ne say I only prosecutor na ya adwen. Because ohwe Abronye, oja Abronye besan kwaka asem no kan bi. But you see, ahana I agree with Honorable Afenyo Markin. say the judge's ruling in Abronye's matter was scandalous.
Can you near Ghana phone they didn't come on camera for lawyer?
You see, San Yoma Wania, and I have said times with that number, say, you will be a friend of constitutional terrorism.
Okay.
Constitutional terrorism, they say, in Yame wom brand him no. Ni are manipulating your money wom brand him no. They are punishing political opponents. And then your friend constitutional terrorism. So you see, the akoso no, I wom brand him a publication of false news. But you are manipulating brano. They are punishing political opponents.
Yeah, done
to satisfy the political convenience of a certain political party and a certain government. And then their friend say constitutional terrorism. So President Mahama Abai is engaging in constitutional terrorism and constitutional manipulation. Omu manipulating brano to favor political agenda of person. And this is not the first time. Madam Gertrude Tokono, the removal no, it was a constitutional terrorism act. Obi or your constitutional terrorist in Kwan Obeti Mayesa Adiana. President Mahama or your constitutional terrorist. Constitutional terrorist.
How do you refer?
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why. He's a constitutional terrorist because the Oyebiano or Yusumbrano. Also, you no communication no me deba bonten say. Boni be ni aye mbrane na ye yusu. Aye no krambrane da ho. But some constitutional terrorists no. They subvert the laws, they alter the laws, they misinterpret the laws, they misapply the laws to suit a certain political agenda. Because of a constitutional terrorist, I mean, of course. A legal
by Sunny, I am Mran con woman running cost.
But the same Mbrana no use. Until Enkase, a bronya da dem ni yako kidnapping. And you didn't go she BNI. Sani they have any brand boy bra. But obey invite you. Oba no do court. Oko court na near remanded to the final determination of the matter. In this country, our criminal matters are 25 years, 30 years. Your criminal matters are akoswa no punyas and create design. Opunyas and the more recent one design. It is August you remand you a bit of the final determination of the matter. That is any part of it man demo for 7 to 8 years.
You need that some.
Na ye gusu di na asem but mbrana ema ye koto Obama President Mahama 7 December 2024 sam mbrana ma ye swear in 7 January 2025 for be Ghana mampanini a sam mbrana friend the 1992 constitution sam mbrana kire say a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty and this a judge uma ruling say nipa no ye na obesan ko commit offense now, which means you have pronounced the person guilty until proven innocent. He said, "Mrana sesa." Say no say nipa now. Constitution is a presumed innocent. Also, ja no obesan ko commit boni ni biom. Boni be na obesan ko commit biom. That's the question.
So what buan for that?
Of course, because buan for that. Obe da ka say we na obesan ko commit boni biom because as at the time I didn't back court now, who exercise judicial power no. Who exercise judicial discretion, or they were doing exercise justice, no. And no constitution in Chile Nipano Odifo. Constitution is Nipano ni who until say court in the back say Odifo. It in on what basis? And I'll bet him say Nipano ye jano besan kwa ye body nibi. That is what I'm saying. Say the ruling of the circuit court judge, in my respected and humble opinion. And with due deference and due respect to the court, it was a constitutional overreach. It was scandalous and it was absurd. But you see me, I do not expect righteousness from unrighteous people. Obia, when in righteousness, Obia on teneno, may expect it tenen yama in free in chain. May expect it tenen yama in free or the bonyen in chain. This is a government, and I say political party, founded on militarism. This is a political party they boast of their revolutionary background. This is a political party they boast of their coup d'etat background. This is a political party it was founded on the ground say ye too abain bia so. This is a political party. Enkane no se wo milk konkomienu kura itimi ka che wo milk konkomienu ofie ntu ye wi wo ye kronfo ye de wasen yi edua so firing squad so ni aboat we
abra ye hu kwan afa so nya milk no
eno ni PNDC e wo NDC no. So this is a government omo upbringing ya akola no so nia we nya tete ya papa na afi akola na nyi no then na we expect so ba be. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. This is a government. This is a political party. Omo ji soldier semdi. MPP and just anyomani.
And to show mutim.
MPP and militarism indi. MPP doesn't believe in revolutionarism. Say uni obi nya adwia, uni abai bi nya adwia kutu na de so. MPP ni say background no. MPP has always been a party of rule of law and democracy. 1992 yakoto abano ye feel say ye besisi then ye we stayed away from the election.
Yeah,
abai we enya sa na your route. That is not their route. And your mind bono hene enyama na ekoso ni nia na ye enyama a war forms part of the underpinning, forms part of the background of the NDC. Dia yede kukru amonyoku oni si ho. Enti no mo executives aniama no. Because how on earth, and I'm telling you say enye way na the first time. Omo ba mu na in the early days. And now beti you see omo boys ni bi akọ Ghana port. Omo akọ Lucky Ghana port. Omo akọ Bust, akọ Lucky Bust. Omo akọ YE warehouse. Akọ sesa nyoma free YE warehouse. One this anyoma. It's only a party with revolutionary background never yes and your man. And so why you see former Bank of Ghana governor Addison Otinifia Rambo Star and Crow for Baby Ransakiho ni yere bags ni yere perfumes ni yere jewelries ni nyamanyama eguni dem nya omase ni ako without any lawful authorization. See a whole former Bank of Ghana governor. You see, the traumatic experiences of Mako through they haven't been able to come out of it. You say, "Nkola no muda okra no mugusu kike." Me say, "Eh, nkrofo ni bo." Because omo hu bi da ba omo hu bi da. Ekite ntuo ni ade eduko gina papa ne so. Esi wo mai we mu ha. What say obi condemn me? Efi ho no mo de ko kenofo yata so. Esanko ransaki kenofo yata fie. The same military style, the same national security apparatus, the same thing. If you are not yoko fonso di omuhu jimu, ya chewa dia di handcuff egu nsa ni egu animase. Na Attorney General na mu lawyer ni pani wa be gina simpie so. Akasa akwa dia oye kronfo tibi kasa Hanan ni edubuan yo me ya kronfo. Na ha edubuan ya we di 44 years. Obekwa dem aba no ye be ma 25 years obeba no no number 70 to 80 nti wamba plea bargain dia obeba no abo akokra. This is the Attorney General of the realm. Sebe
ono a kire ye nkokọ kra wa kire years obekwa
they also wa be bu for bedwema wie enti no sa nyoma we ekoso nia na nya isolated cases. Eye niama when you put them together, you see that the government fully endorses the constitutional terrorism. Now, so we live in a constitutional dispensation.
Of course.
But in Yamana can only happen under a military rule.
Soja mamum na yehu.
No. Soja mamum na yehu za dewe. Soja mamum na okaseti ya obi ya becho. And today I'll give you the foundation of Imrano mu use no. Oka asa na meba hokra oka o mo say na say MPP for mo na sa mrane wo ho MPP ye wo ho ne yanche opposition voices 16 under 15 months under section 207 and 208 say o ma publish false news. We never did. Samija Fiko ka say Haptel Dr. Baumia dia no said they false news. Dr. Baumia was the chairman of the police council o ma yeche no. There be John Mahama na mu ko ka say mampani at the time. The bush you for a Sakawa boy, say, because will be a Sakawa boy. So a 419 or a Wagadre.
Frosters.
Or a Froster. Obisa no, Pacho, President Ekufado Miyakochino.
Debbie.
McLeod Basintele Ankas a former vice president. Sebi or Whip Poker and then Nesum Ebuebra. Omeya kwache ni se wa publish false news. In sembe no man ka japade document ni sembe brebe omo kafa MPP for da be na ati say President Akufo-Addo amaya kwache obi say or publish false news.
Chief Justice, the whole Chief Justice come refer na so.
Osno maame.
Yeah, Osno maame.
Osno maame. Aden si dey yakasa osno maame a eno ane me maame obepe Greater Accra Regional Women Organizing. Ono na ye osno maame. Osno maame nye Chief Justice.
Na mi akosia na ye osno maame.
Ai na mi akosia. So ono okita MPP osno no Greater Accra ha. Ono ye osno maame. So omutimi de Naomi akosia title ko share Getru toku no kon. Frɛ no osno maame. E frɛ court no unanimous FC. A scandalizing court, you know. Nobody arrested them and prosecuted them for the publication of false news. It never happened in this country. Bono hene, because President Akufo-Addo at the time named the root of some brand publication of false news. Now I'll just give you the root briefly. Now you Section 207 and 208 of the Criminal Offences Act 29 of 1960. You passing brand in 1960.
Okay.
You passing some brand in 1863.
Okay.
A British ne passes brand wo Gold Coast. Now British ne passes brand across British colonies ni nia passes bi wo India, Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria ni ade. And the reason why in tia yes brand sa publication of false news ne say no mo person de chichi amount for mo be call for independence.
Okay.
And this all call for independence.
Sorry tia
brofo ne pay say we publish false news.
Ni achew.
Because who creative fear and panic near chill under section 207 and 208 of the British Ordinance. Sometime that's an normal friend of 1863. And the British no yeah transition about constitutional rule under the first Republican Constitution no. And you maintain this umbrella because that time na your democracy no ensure that mature and you independence in independence not 3 years per because you independence 1957.
Yeah.
In fact, Saturday yenya the first Republican status in 1960. Yenya Republican status July 1960.
Yes.
And Jafinani yenya Republican status fresh. And you know, Kwame Nkrumah who said Yankee peace and brand from protecting your democracy against Obi Obe na adwin say Obe destroy your democracy na and your independence na yenya no. And in nunti na ye pass sambra no. But and when you buy or no under constitutional rule no. Under constitutional rule na any British colonial rule autocratic rule asibium no or no use some brand say to bastardize and to harass nkofo or more express dissent opinion or more chase Obama pokwase.
Yes.
Under the same law. But ni ben na waya wa share video bi a post say nkofo bi kitetuo ewo northern region ho bebe. Enti akochi Obama poko ase say on mekire baby ase to onigu because we publish false news. Omo de bi ye fancy comedy. Omo de bi ye ya Baba Mando. Omo de bi ye ya Sando say Doomsday is back. Omo so say Doomsday is not back. Meanwhile now saying Jubilee as na yama light off. Light off ni doom ni baby ye man ni baby enti no enyama aban we ye ni nia you see ayade omo ye dia katakata nyoma so
no ben
na o ka oral asem ebi ni oral asem ye obeje di say cases aban we ba ye through the attorney general mo ye free court nkwa o kasika ni aboma $10 billion. First one Segleme housing matter
pending cases are na efa
cases are MPP and the court
and
FNDC for one na MPP aban susu say omo de omo nsa abo man ni sike mo wan fa kwan papa so e de oman ni sika ntino criminal trial enkoso no omo ba abemu an omo be yi sa cases nya free court cases omo yi free court nya o kasika na ye involved di ni aboma na $10 billion. Segleme housing project Collins Dauda so kaya Segleme housing 500 pram project no enu kwa na $200 million. Ernest Thompson Snit director general at the time near some nkoto software bi o man nkoto amba enu kwa na $15 million. Opuni case ni kwa na $271 million. Unibank ye consolidate ye the coca CBG ho ye this ka mo so mo fan kwa recapitalization mo diska no e be to ship ni ade ye commercial enterprises no ye ba back in the Dr. Kwabena Dufo court for over $50 million. Omo ba ya attorney general na bo shakara no mo ye ade bi omo se friend plea bargain ma Kwabena Dufo tua 60% the 40% chair no enti hwa ohona weaponization of embranisha here niye ye ka say MPP problem aye won say ene aban ne weaponize the laws against the citizens aban no use mbran selectively weaponization ni bi na maka che yi oso be ye oral obegigi sika amanfo awia allegedly awia na amanfo awia sika ade no mo mugina court dada no ja omo now file fresh charges against new people omo do your party for. And then there's selective use of the law and the weaponization of law enforcement agencies.
So when they said question selective justice.
Selective justice and a selective application of the law. Me purchase what they make because in Yamane Kosono and they say Obiakase and NDC for no gusu cancer. NDC for no gusu cancer. So yawe.
Yeah.
NDC for no gusu cancer ma enim efa President Akufo-Addo ho. Efa Dr. Bawumia ho. Na dia we nia omo ye ni omo so omo di hunhun MPP for ne kaya no tum say mampani bi aba. Mampani ne ba ye no. Ni nua oye minor. Me I always say I endorse the fact say Bono Heni a businessman. Akokraba ye ni nua akokraba be ye president. E no nje say Bono Heni gu ni businesses.
Yes.
But and wo say Bono Heni nya favors be because of say ni nua ne eye president intia. Eye den na Ibrahim President Mahama be di president Ibrahim etimi nya 3 mining concessions under 15 months e ba ne sen. E ba ne sen na wentimi nya under President Akufo-Addo.
Are you talking about that mine?
I'm talking about Daimai, I'm talking about Black Vote, I'm talking about Sankofa.
Okay.
When you had all these 3 concessions in 15 months, the mining repository a Black Voter $100 million. Company now, omu Black Voter free omu Azuma Resources, they were our clients. Enti minimum sem ni mupa. Mining repository gold in Kuwom is equivalent to $100 million every year. Nipa bako.
But no more contract inspired.
Debbie Bono Hene. Na san nyamani niya ye komunasi ye kwa Bono Hene. The criminality a woman no, it is an eyesore. Terrible. In some moment pesi abeka bi ni say mampani ni nua ba ye no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye to abama ni nua mane ba ye no wakoto private jet. Oka almost a businessman. Ye dey him so a businessman. No a businessman na e ba ni say na ni nua bedi mampani nkoa no timi to wiemuhyen. Number 1, ni number 2. Ni nua bedi mampani na so man ni nua akoto wiemuhyen a e no nso timi to wiemuhyen. Ne jata number 1 so time ni akoto umbrella 190. Okay, dia Atiamidu ka se President Mahama ti huchobo no.
Yeah.
Ono ani attorney general at the time Atiamidu na kan se President Mahama ti huchobo. Minim se no kra na enya no kra. Ba yesi mo mochichie firi so ase be ka kire so den cheme wu adan.
Ye ni na chini.
Nti ye den di Atiamidu achini. Ye di na achini enye yi. Nanu ya yesi Ghana ye private jet ye presidential jet. Eni ahoɔden ne ekoto presidential jet sebe menketi for your money bu amamode helicopter ikɔhwe esi ekoto helicopters for free. Endi nansa yesi Ibrahim Mahama akoto jata number 2.
No see jata number 2.
Jata number 2. San nsɛm yi bi no mo mpɛse ye bɛka. Enti no mo de publication of false news ehunu na Ghana for. But me dem hu ne say ade na omo ye na it has the tendency of destroying the peace and stability that we enjoy in this country. It has the tendency of destroying our democracy. Yaka say rule of law so biya shembrana say.
Yes.
Sana na wo kan judges are not beyond reproach. Me oftentimes me court na judge we my ruling. I'm think catch the judge say my lord your ruling is very scandalous and it is absurd.
Because it
has no foundation in our laws.
Yeah, it is a high court judge.
The judges are not beyond reproach. Yes, omo blast here. Utimi make argument we judge it me catch say legal analysis now we making no a bogus analysis. And the judge be making ruling, be not a ruling at chia, it me catch the judge, no. So your ruling is absurd. I don't just say, what did the judge not them, and where did the judiciary at them? MPP has never attacked the judiciary. If there is any political party that has supported the institution called judiciary, it is the MPP. It is the MPP. Engineer Kwabene Japan, ne papa no ye judge. Why mu ne koku ne papa? The history is there. Ye political party are sustaining the foundation of the judiciary. It is the MPP.
Okay.
And so MPP can never be said to be party the judiciary. But then can the fear be a mensa womb? Fortunately, unfortunately, in MPP we've been able to fish out the mensa in the judiciary, and our minority leader is calling him out. And we have to call him out.
So you endorse the Afenyomakin Kai, no?
I don't only endorse, I commend whatever Afenyomakin said. Honorable Afenyomakin was expressing, and yet not doing an orca, not expressing the views of the minority, and by extension, the party. Press conference not quiet one year in the bedroom, or your party headquarters, and your party are doing an orca. And the honorable minority leader didn't say anything wrong, because with all due respect, if you have a person exercising judicial power, it makes us say, let's remand somebody into prison custody for a misdemeanor until the final determination of the matter when trial has not even started. When case management conference, now you say, a case no cry and shas ya cry. But me must a ruling for a misdemeanor, then it is terrible. Then it means a time will come which a red light more. Sound a misdemeanor.
Of course.
Let me do court in your catch us here for tum because he say a bedi was a me. A time will come, send a medical who trika. Now kita license, not a police chiwa, a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Okada for mutiemi, so uchi okada na won share helmet na police chiwa. Misdemeanor, traffic offense. Yet me do kotum ti sese na dia bronya kotum no. Enti mo amutiwa mo ye prince a prayer na ya bronya no. Eti na bedu mu so.
Okay. Ya mienji update kakra bi na menko. Na omi akosu a wusu e wo ha. Wo ba se ma wo aboafo dom frefo e wo Greater Accra region. Ya ne beto ankomo so but quickly, and mo call High Court and a criminal court too.
By High Court.
High Court.
So Ghana Hani was just one High Court.
Mm-hmm.
But for the administration of justice, no High Court not to change anymore.
Okay.
But Ninya no more exercise, just one High Court power.
Okay.
Into your High Court for Abronye Bill. Mm-hmm. Senior counsel Adomate in the movie in the company of Honorable Kojopon Kroma, Honorable Godfrey Dame, Gary Nimako, Nano Briboahe, Nana B. The General Secretary Justice from Ponkodia, who is also a lawyer, no money legal team. Inti ya koye na ye announce ye hon na court na ebisa ye say amanie ye boy amanie na court na say the sanka proceedings ne ye asema circuit court na judge na kai ne sanka bi ye inti ho ne ma judge na copy ne cheche mu che judge ne say ye pushi court na say on yensa be ka record of proceedings ne yensa nka ye endra na jo be 5 no mo de ma 5 is so de na judge na wapon inti ya the copy abana judge say okay and obema a few minutes that time na attorney general back court you na judge say obe recuse in a few minutes judge no court na chambers be 30 minutes time no back e be hu say ababa wa bi aba o say deputy attorney general na asoma no na deputy attorney general asoma no say omumbeje time no muntimi fa custody ye motion for bail no muntimi respond appropriately. Na ye sorry and ye catch and say ya serve you almost a bail application 6 clear days ago. Inti when ya 6 days and come betimi e de ahwem ene dia mo pese mo ka bia no mo beka enya afei na mo beka se ye ma mo time na mo fa nkohwe bibi mo. Na judge ne ba na judge ne de the ruling by say in the interest of justice balancing the right of the accused person e kwamba for the right order BNI custodies and also balancing the case of the prosecution or more by close of day and or more filing or more opposition to a na yembre channel upon 9 o'clock na fi ontie your bail application into number channel upon 9 o'clock your beko will appear before the criminal court. In fact, I said any criminal court to a general jurisdiction 2 initially na was a criminal court to hona na ya slate assembly.
Of course.
Man no pay your core, let me borrow the rest of your general secretary. Say due to the judicial gymnastics. Into near year assembly free.
From criminal court
to a year. Once they say court, no do some core registry now. Your friend electronic allocation.
Okay.
A automatic allocation.
And one a better baby and for
okay. Electronic allocation it say fire on criminal court too. But almost say and no mistake. Into have your manual allocation and a manual allocation near the copy general jurisdiction 2.
Okay.
The general jurisdiction 2 na China yebeko. And we are very hopeful say in the spirit of good conscience and in the spirit of justice. I don't expect say the AG will oppose the bill, but it is their prerogative say omobe oppose the bill and they omodjuma no moye as prosecutors for the republic. But I don't also think say Oman Ghana baby aye dro no ye wo sika kakra de bebo ye ho bra ye mfa se sika no enchesi en prosecute amanfo a yesusu so maka bibi anya aban ne de MPP ye ni opposition say ye be ba massage the egos of the government. It is not our job say be kan say me be ma President Mahama na ni age. It is not our job say be kan say ma ni ministers no many beje. It is our job say be criticize you mo na mo ye bibi a eye ne kwan papa so a ye be bo mo abaso. But they shouldn't expect say
the BMO maba.
Ye be ba be there be anya adwuma ne say ye be massage omo. Ye nkamari ewusinam ho. That is not our job. Say ye be ba be massage the ego of the government and then no nye MPP for adwuma and no nye opposition for adwuma. And so we will never do that and we will never support constitutional terrorism na ekoso ne flag bearer kasa. Ene one minority MPs share.
Yes.
A close 2-day workshop. I was present. We catch a minority MPs. They say, no, young position your home as a government in waiting. And change one affair. They are made the party phone ya and say, yenya abotre. And change one affair. About we were shas here, and I feel sad for more young appointees because they are the ones going to pay for the consequences of their net or more by any year. The young appointees. Pay for the consequences. Because a China abaya sisa na se bono hene akwakwa ye BNI boss a
ane jai
obeye den ena waka kire bono hene se
NDC nkuko nyina mechi omo omo nkuko nyina mechi omo
bono hene bi de nyame